We're
Yeah,
good
we're
to
good to
go?
go. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dheeraj. And I hope I'm audible. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Great. Good afternoon, everyone from India, and welcome to our Master Franchise series webinar. These webinars predominantly for us to focus on international brands and master franchising. So I welcome you all and look forward to interacting with you. So just to introduce ourselves, so my name is Venus Barak. I'm the CEO of FranGlobal. FranGlobal is the international arm of Franchise India. I can assume a lot of you would know Franchise India already. It is the largest and the oldest franchise service company in India, in Asia, and services a majority part of the industry through its consulting, print media, digital media, conventions, exhibitions, and the brokerage business. So we're part of Franchise India, and as a mandate, we exclusively focus on working with international brands from all across the world and help them find the right strategy, the right business model, and eventually the right partner. So most of the brand you connect with, you touch, you feel, you buy when you see international brand, 90% of them are there under a master franchise structure. So it's the most popular way and vehicle for brands to actually enter and operate in India. So that's our core business. In India, we work very closely with the mid-size, large size, and entrepreneurs who actually either own a brand of their own or international brand, or would want to acquire an international master franchise. So that's our core business, and that's why we are doing this. And in terms of setting the context, just so you know, because I want this webinar to be sort of very interactive, because master franchising as a concept is not an impulsive concept. It is a very strategic concept. And if you want to buy master franchise, if you want to become a master franchise, it's a decision which involves so many factors. So what I would want is, I would want this session to be very interactive. I would ask you questions, you ask me questions, you share with me, you know, what do you really want to do? You want to, you know, you either already are a franchise or a franchise owner or a franchisor, or would want to acquire. What is your background? What are the biggest barriers? What are your biggest questions? So I want to make this interactive because that's what international franchising is all about. So please keep those questions, comments, feedback coming. I want this session to be interactive. And so on that note, I will sort of get us started on our presentation, which actually has two parts. The initial part is where I would just share some, you know, main sort of characteristics and let's say structure around a master franchise, how you should look at it, who is a right franchisee, so who is the right master franchisee. So I'll just share that in the initial bit of the presentation. And the second part of the presentation, we have curated 5 different brands from different sectors, from different countries, for you to look at as a master franchisee. So that's how it is divided. And as I mentioned, please share your questions, feedback. And to get us started, if I've told you who I am, if you can really share, you know, in the question and answer seg box you have, if you can see that there, that if you are a master franchisee, or if you are a professional, if you are a franchisor, if you can just share that feedback that'll be very good for us to kind of, get us and engage. Plus, if you please share what is the first brand which comes to your mind when you think about master franchise. So keep on sharing that. I'm waiting. What is the first brand which comes to your mind when you think about international franchising? I'm sure there would be that one brand which comes to your mind. So share that. Any feedback on that, I would love to hear from you. Meanwhile, I'll start my presentation. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Venus, it is.
Okay. Okay, as I mentioned, this is our Global Opportunity Showcase, our Master Franchise webinar. Uh, uh, I think I just wanted to share this slide. We are also organizing India's first Master Franchise exhibition, online exhibition. This is our 9th edition of this exhibition, where over 100 plus international brands would be participating. We had to do this year online because we cannot do any physical shows. So we are doing this at 26th of September, and we would love to have you attend that in case you would want to know more about international franchising and meet more brands. So I've already told you about FranGlobal and what we do. I mean, we would represent over 200 brands. So we have a very broad portfolio. So if you would want any specific brand, apart from the one we have created for you, please, we would love to hear back from you. Apart from India, we service a couple of other markets, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, obviously. We are now fairly active in the UAE and the Gulf market. In fact, we have recently signed an exclusive agreement with the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi to get Indian brands to UAE. We have presence in Singapore, UK, Canada, Australia. Uh, so this is a bit about Indian franchise industry. It is second to US in terms of its size. So of course, US is $2 trillion franchise economy. Ours is in 2020 is about $50 billion, but it has been growing at the rate of 25% year on year from last 15 to 20 years. And if you all remember, the franchising in India, if I can remember, it started in the mid 80s with a lot of vocational and IT education training institutes. Franchising in India, there are over 4,700 franchise systems. When I say that, franchise system means franchisors, and about 16% of them are international brands. And as I mentioned, 90 to 95% of those international brands are present through a master franchise structure. So Domino's and McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, Baskin Robbins, Tommy Hilfiger, all these brands are actually not there on their own. They run exclusively through master franchising. Now let's just talk about different different ways or different ways you can look at a master franchise. So these are the different models and approaches for a market development. So first is, of course, the master franchise. Now, master franchise, from its definition, means that you would be an exclusive brand owner for the specific territory. Let's say in this case, India. Master franchise, in essence, means that you actually become the brand owner for the territory you opt in for. and you own complete rights for the brand, and you actually also have the master franchise, sub-franchise rights, meaning you should be able to get more. You actually act like a franchisor. So master franchising in its essence is an exclusive partnership for a brand for a specific country, which also includes the right to sub-franchise as per the brand standards, and also responsible for all brand standards, training, operations. And because of that, you are party to every rupee sale which is generated. You would actually get a cut on that. So that's what master franchising in essence is. There are many different parts to it, but I think in essence that's what it is. Second one is area franchise. I'm sure you would have heard that word. Area franchise means limited to a specific area. For example, you tomorrow are talking to a brand and you are based in Gurgaon, and you are a first time franchisee. So rather than talking for whole of India, which is never a good strategy, you will say, okay, I only want, I'm only going to go for a Delhi NCR deal. And in that, so you would own the rights, exclusive rights for that particular area. Now in area franchise, sub-franchise rights are not by default like master franchising. It needs to be discussed and legally accepted and signed on. So you would have to be aware about that. Apart from that, the roles and responsibilities also can be negotiated in the area franchise development agreement. In most cases, you would be responsible for for all operations and for everything, because again, everything which every rupee revenue which is generated in your area is gonna be you would be party to that. So a lot of operational responsibility for your specific area will be on you. Now third is multi-unit franchise. So it is the most popular way of franchising across the world, and especially with the most successful franchisors. For example, I'm sure you would know and I would know somebody who owns 10 different Subway franchisees in his or her city, or 5 different Baskin Robbins. So multi-unit franchising worldwide is the most common way of and the best indicator of a successful franchise, because any investor is only going to invest into the second franchise if the first one is successful. So multi-unit means more than one deal development. It can include exclusivity of an area depending upon the development plan. So you will say, okay, I'm going to open these 5 stores in 5 years, 5 years in my city. And you might be able to negotiate with the brand exclusivity. But it doesn't come by default. So that's the third way and the third model. And the fourth and the most common, you would know all this, is the unit franchise. So unit franchise is when you are you're just buying a single unit from the brand, and that's it. You only operate that brand, no exclusivity, no responsibility of overall operation except your stores. So that's what unit franchising is. For today's session, I think more relevant models will be the first two, because we are talking about working with brands which are not there in India, because that's our specialty. So we can focus on these two areas, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have, uh, 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 whether it is legal, operational, sectorial. So if you would have any questions specifically for these two development approaches, I'll be more than happy to answer. I hope this does clarify some things. Now, I will move on to the next slide. So now, I think this is a very important slide, and because who is a master franchise? I think that's the most important question, because not everybody is a master franchise, right? As I mentioned, there are 4,700 franchisors in India, and about 150,000 or more franchisees. So if you cover that ratio, not everybody is a franchisor. So let's understand who is a master franchisee. So I think I would like to evaluate you on four different areas. Very important, because as I said, not everybody can be a master franchise. So the first area which you should evaluate is strategic. Now, when I say strategic, it means, does acquiring a brand as a master fits your profile, fits you strategically, and you would be able to do it. Now, strategic has even two different ways also. Strategic can be means you are expanding on what you're already doing. For example, let's say you own a preschool chain, and or you own couple of preschools, and you'll say, okay, it makes sense for me to get a complementary child development brand. Great. That's one way of looking at it. That's strategic. Second way of looking at strategically, the way I would say Hindustan Times did, third.
So I guess there's some technical error. We'll wait for 2-3 minutes, please. Venus, you're muted.
Okay, I said I apologize. I had a power cut, and I didn't realize had a power cut, so internet was not back on. So apologize for that. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
So I will share my screen again, Dheeraj.
Just click on share screen again and you'll be able to do it.
Okay. It says advanced sharing options. I don't know. I'm not able to share it.
Just open the presentation and then click on share screen and you'll be able to do it.
Oh, yes. Okay, I got it. You can see it now?
Yes, Venus, we can.
Okay, great. So sorry about that, power cuts. I think it's a reality for all of us. So yes, it happens because we are working from home. So I think what I was saying was, I think I lost you at when I was talking about the strategic part and the diversification of business. So strategic fit can be both complementary and also applies to diversification. So you would have to evaluate, do you want to extend on your current category, which is definitely possible and really happens quite a lot, and or would you want to diversify? For example, I mean, I work with a lot of business families here in India who are, for example, in manufacturing, who are in real estate, or who are in traditional trading, and they would specifically want to diversify their business. So it really kind of, whatever rocks your boat. So that's one point to consider, which is strategic. Second point is operational, because as I mentioned earlier, master franchising is about you actually becoming a franchisor, right? So you have to have operational bandwidth and capacity, or you should be ready to build it. That is also fine. Yeah. So you need to have, you need to be able to evaluate if you would be able to do this particular business, or in terms of operational capacity. For example, food and beverage or retail, you need different capacities on the back end side, supply chain side. So you should absolutely evaluate yourself and your capacity to build and manage the business on the operational part of it, because as a master franchise, you would be required to do that. Because remember, as I mentioned, every rupee sale generator, every rupee received in the till, you would have a share of it, which also means you would have to be party to the operational. So that's the second part. In some cases, it also helps, like for example, we work with couple of business families or families in India who would already have about 25 offices across India, but let's say maybe doing something, selling some chemical, for example. And but they would want to acquire a business where they can actually use that bandwidth up to some extent. So you just evaluate yourself in terms of your existing operational capabilities, and the ones which you would need for that particular brand and business to be able to effectively become a master franchise. Because as I mentioned, this is business, whatever you are doing, eventually you would want this to be a successful business where everybody in the business can earn and make life for themselves. So that's the second part, operational. So remember, first strategic, evaluate yourself, second operational, and third financial. I don't put financials as first, because I meet, and I mean, there's so many people which I know who have a lot of money, but that's not the first qualification, but it is an important qualification. You do need capital, especially to become a master. And the second, you also need access to capital. When I say that, for example, a lot of firms who are operating master franchisees, after operating them for 3 to 5 years, they have been able to raise funds, either through an IPO, either through private equity, or getting external investors. So you need to have capital and access to capital. Because remember, you are actually building the business from a horizon of not 0 to 3 years, but 0 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20 years. It's actually a 20-year life cycle for a authentic master franchise. Like, you see, we all love Domino's, Subways, and all these big brands, but they started in India 25 years back. So you see, you have to have that horizon. So capital is important. Now, there are different kind of parts to that capital. There is initial capital you need, right? There's initial capital you need I would say, for the first 2 years, which is buying the rights of the brand, training yourself and your team, putting together the team, setting up warehouse or stores, supply chain, etc., etc. So the first 2 years capital infusion, which in most cases should be coming from you, is heavy. After 2 years, if you decide to franchise, you can, you can, so your major capital or money allocation would go towards development and management of the brand and stores. Or if you do very well, you should be able to attract capital from external investors. Of course, franchising is one of them. So I mean, you should assess your financial capability and access to capital when you're evaluating a master franchise. Now, and that's why, I mean, we discussed the area development model. So if you think the capital resources you have would do well for you for your specific area, just talk about that. Forget India. I mean, who cares? Ultimately, what you really want is you want a scalable business. You want multiple stores. Who would give you royalties? Who would give you sales? That's what you want. So just evaluate and do a complete, I would say, financial evaluation of yourself and definitely of the brand. So that's the third part. So now, first is strategic, second is operational, third is financial, and the last one, but not the least, and very important. In fact, I've seen so many international brands are failing or not doing well or folding when they did all the first three things right, but the fourth thing they just didn't focus on because it was just not important, which is marketing and sales and business development. As I mentioned, if you look at buying a master franchise, it is only for one purpose, and that purpose is to scale the business, right? So it's to scale the business, and to scale the business, you need to have a very strong, a very aggressive marketing, branding, and sales and business development approach. This is one common thread for any brand which you aspire to own or wear. That's one common thread. So marketing and sales is very important for, and when I'm saying this, that if you have this as your strongest feat, then I think your chances of success are much higher, because strategic, operational, financial can still be managed up to some extent with hiring the right people. But if you as an owner do not really understand and also look at becoming the best marketing and sales machine, both on a B2B perspective, which is getting more franchisees in the net, and also a B2C, getting more consumers in your stores or your website or whatever. So I think marketing and sales is very important, which again goes back to the fundamentals of you becoming a master franchise. So these four main fits, and again, you don't have to be equal in everything, and you don't have to be equal. You just should know what's the fit, what are your strongest point, what are your weak points, and you can always fill the gap. But these are the four criterias. I mean, you should evaluate yourself for when you're buying a master franchise. Sorry about that. Uh, and again, at the end of the day, if that is clear, if you have any questions around it, Priyanka, I think since I cannot see the box, if you would have any questions, you can share with me while I'm running the presentation, because I have my screen full, so I cannot see if there are any question and answers. So just budge me in if you would have if there are any questions specific to what we are talking.
Sure.
Yeah. So now I think a few other things before I jump on sharing the curated brands with you. I'll just share a few other things which you should look at before making or before sort of starting the journey of becoming a master franchise. First one is, do you want to become a franchisor? Do you want to become a brand? become a franchisor? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Second is you should do very sort of feasibility at your own end about the product, about the brand, about the market. Do your own feasibility, your own, not what you get in industry reports. No, no, no. They are generalized version. Do your own feasibility for your own area where you would want to operate. So feasibility. Third is whether the brand can be franchised in effectively in India. Right? There are some brands uh, which might not have a very big market. For example, there are hundreds of steakhouse brands in America, but I can't have them operating in India. There's just no market for a steakhouse in India. So I think just see if the brand can be franchised in India. Next is if it is easily replicated. Logistics and everything is very complicated. It will be very hard for you to make sense of the business unless it is a luxury brand. That's a different story. See, there is a caveat to that. Unless it's a luxury brand, I know about this club in UK, which is a very famous club, and they have clubs in the UK, in Dubai, in Japan, in Las Vegas. And for one club, they charge 14 crores franchise fees. And it takes about another 15 crores to open the location. And actually, I have bias for that in India. But again, you just need to open one. And it's not going to be the easiest thing to open. It's like opening a hotel, actually. So you just reevaluate depending upon this thing if it easily replicable. Some people want that that the brand should not be easily replicable, as I mentioned, in the luxury sector. So will you have the customers wanting your product and services, let's say 5 to 10 years down the line? That's the most important point. As I mentioned, master franchising is for minimum 10 years, generally for 20, 25 years. So you would want to invest into a business which has a future. Look at industries, look at brands, look at products, look at services, which would have a market even in 2030, 2035, 2040. You would want to connect with those brands. So that's a very important factor. Don't buy into a fad, please. So that is never a good idea. So if there is this one hot, I mean, I've done that multiple times. So there's a couple of these hot brands which come out of nowhere from America or Dubai, and they're selling some weird kind of ice cream. Everybody wants that. And then after 3 years, it's gone. You don't want to invest into that, right? So very carefully evaluate what if that service or if that product is going to have a market or a bigger market, as we move along in the time. Also, what is the competition? You should know whatever brand you're evaluating, what is the competition in that sector and where is that competition? Are they much ahead of the business? They're back. So just really understand. It's always good to have competition. You don't want to bring in a product now, especially as a new master franchisee. So definitely you should understand competition and again, competition is not just the organized sector, the unorganized sector as well. So for example, a lot of industries which are really selling like hotcakes, like pest control, cleaning, business services, majority of them are in unorganized sector, but that actually is the opportunity, it's challenge as well. So understand your competition, development plan, how many stores, when, what is the fee. So you should also know development plan. What are the skills and resources, as I mentioned before, you would require? And of course, the legal part of it. That's very important. Although nobody wants to touch a legal agreement once it is signed, but since it is a very long-term relationship, and I've seen so many relationships going bad because there was this one clause in the agreement which was not paid attention at the signing of the agreement 10 years back, and now becomes the biggest point of sort of a fight between the brand and the investor. So I think you really, and again, we advise many business families with regards to this. We have our own legal counsel, and we have done hundreds and hundreds of master franchise and franchise contracts. So having a good legal input, review, evaluation, and counsel is mandatory if you want to acquire a master franchise. I highly, highly, highly recommend it as part of your overall strategy if you're looking to buy a master. So yeah, I think that's a bit about it. Any questions, Priyanka?
Yeah, we have, but that was related to the industry.
What about the
Ankit was
question?
Ankit, yeah. Ankit Kumar is interested in restaurant franchise. So he was interested for the investment. He wanted to know about the investment.
Okay, that's Ankit. That's a very specific question. We have a couple of food and beverage brands today, so you'll be more than happy to, know about that. But if there are any questions regarding the master franchise perspective, which I've shared, I'll be more than welcome to answer them. So I would now, Dheeraj, how much time do we have?
We have half an hour.
We have half an hour. So I would now move on to the second part of our presentation, which is the curated brands. So as I mentioned, we have curated 5 brands for you from different sectors, which are seeing the growth in India, and of course from years to come. And so let's get started. Can you share the video, Dheeraj?
Stay indoors. If you're a mom or a dad sitting there thinking, where can I send my kid to summer camp? I've been in your shoes. You think of hiking, swimming, roasting marshmallows, but we have a summer camp this morning that is more about expanding the mind through technology for those tech kids.
That's a thought. Paige is live in Dallas at iCode, a summer camp where campers immerse themselves in a world of coding, robotics, drones, and design. Sounds awesome. Hey, Paige.
Hey, good morning to you. Good morning, Texas. I tell you what, this is indeed an awesome camp, something very different for your kid, for those kids that are interested in technology. Now, you see my eyes darting. That's because there's a little drone flying around. That's one of many things that these kids can enjoy here at iCode. This is Abid Abidi to tell us more. He's the CEO of iCode. Tell me about how this whole thing started.
It's a great program. It's an after-school program that teaches kids robotics, computer programming, but more importantly, Paige, I think we teach kids the soft skills that are so essential.
The soft skills, define that for me.
Like collaboration, teamwork, right? Because when you're a technologist, you're not working on your own, right? You're working with other people. So I think teaching kids the soft skills are critical. Now, programming teaches kids a lot of things like computational thinking, critical problem-solving skills. So I think it's important that the kids come into iCode or a similar sort of program and learn the stuff that's important.
Right, and they're not just sitting in front of a computer. This is pretty impressive. I'm going to take you on a tour. I'm going to introduce you to somebody else as I walk inside here. This is Bobby Jones, and what I love about this is that you also are awarding the kids as they go through some of the classes. They earn these different belts, similar to what you would experience in karate, but these belts are a little different.
Right. So what we do is we start with K through 12. So we'll start with kids as young as kindergarten, and we use technology to help them learn how to think. So we teach them computational thinking, critical thought, creative process, so that you don't quit the first time that something changes. So they move all the way through here. And what's cool about this is at the end of each belt, there's a belt project. So they actually have some some work that they can show when they come to the end. So,
and let's look at these belts a little bit closely because they have a hidden surprise inside. Check it out.
They have a USB that's mounted in there so they can take their work home and use the different pieces. But just like in martial arts, as they acquire skills, they move up the belt system.
All right, let's keep going. We've got so much more to see. We've got kids already in the rooms getting to work. As you can see, you know, they're not just sitting behind the computers. They're also having a lot of interaction. It's collaborative. But in this particular case, they're learning about graphics, all kinds of graphics, including 3D graphics.
Sure. This is a program called Tinkercad, and they develop 3D objects based on geometric shapes. So cylinders, squares, and as they build those pieces, when they finish it at the end of the camp, we print it out on a 3D printer.
All right. Also, you can learn about robotics. Okay, now when I think about computer camp, this is what I think of. I look at these robotics, and these kids are learning about how to make a robot. How fun is this? And then at the end of the camp, it's like an epic battle royale.
Yeah, it starts out all physics and very interesting stuff, but by the end of the week it sounds like a bar fight because the kids are just roaring and charging. And so right now they're kind of going through an obstacle course to kind of learn how to control the robot, how to have it move autonomously. So it's pretty exciting.
All right, well, as we move along here, the latest in technology is certainly here. Nothing is being compromised. You can see some things such as the 3D printer. It's already at work. They're being exposed to what's hot on the market right now. And the great news is that these kids that really do have an affinity to this can really help them build their education and ultimately build their careers. They're the future for us.
Sure, sure. One of the things that we find is that, you know, every kid can benefit from teaching about technology, because no matter what profession you go into, it's always going to be some kind of technology, whether you're a doctor or a lawyer, or if you do actually go into technology as a profession. Getting started early, getting them interested and realizing that they can create things. Our big thing is to move people from the kids from being consumers of technology to being producers of technology.
All right, well, as we move on, I have to say this last room has to be my favorite. So for kids that are love Harry Potter, this is where you can use wands to make magic and to use the computers accordingly. Where is one of those fantastic magic wands? Does any of you kids have them?
I have one right here. This is what this does is, you see.
Show us how it works.
So on that one, what it does is they use a wand as an input device, and the idea here is that we take away the mysticism of technology. That this works because of physics. This works because we know how it's built. Now, what's exciting about it is as they get excited, they don't realize that they're learning stuff. They don't realize that they're starting on a journey that is endless. I mean, anything that you can think of, you can do with today's technology. So once they get this idea that they can be creative, then there's no stopping them.
And this can also make parents feel good that they're having screen time, but this is productive screen time. This is not just, you know, trying to get to another level with regards to a video game. These kids are learning the technology behind it. It's really important. Great news that iCode is blowing up. There are now 8 locations. They're accepting reservations for your kids to be enrolled in this summer camp. It's really exciting. It's a wonderful way to spend the summer. Thank you so much for introducing this.
Thank you.
All right, you can find out more information on their website.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. I'll now share my presentation. Okay. So as you can see, the brand is into EdTech business. So they are a brand based out of Dallas in the US. And right now are the hottest brand when it comes to EdTech coding business. So they actually teach children starting from the age of 5, as young as 5 and going up till 15, 16. In fact, they're now introducing adult programs as well, in the most fun way possible. Their technology is really razor sharp. I'm very, very happy to kind of have them as a client, very excited, especially now considering I'm sure a lot of you would have heard that India has recently updated its education policy, and coding education and coding. I mean, I think that they have made mandatory, so from grade 6th. So even government is recognizing the importance of coding. So coding will be like now learning coding for everybody would be just like the way we were learning alphabets when we were kids. that's how coding is going to go. And iCode is right at the front of that field. Just to give you a background, I know the owner. I met him 6 years back here in India. In fact, he is Indian origin American. One of those success stories we all hear for Indians in America. He's a very big businessman, has respect and wealth in the IT sector. And this was his vision 6 years back, and which has come real. So that's iCode. Now, iCode, as I mentioned, is a after school program for children from K1 to K12, differentiated model, and I'll discuss that. See, the biggest, not challenge, I think the biggest factor in a lot of brands kind of coming to a stalemate was, it was just, okay, how many stores we open to get how many, what kind of business. But even in education business now, it's not just about opening the store, but really working and distributing the content across channels. So iCode is already ready for that. Strong on-site, off-site, hybrid and online experience, contemporary designed, fully equipped center. And when I say equipped, you saw that in the video. That's why I wanted you to see the video. It's all Apple products, very high end. I mean, it's just beautiful. When you enter the center, you don't feel like that I'm actually coming to a coding store or something. It just seems like fun. And again, of course, Abidi, who is the owner of the brand, is absolutely fantastic guy, very strong leader, has built a fantastic team. He has the best people working in different areas of technology and management. So that's about iCode. And as I mentioned, and again, please pardon me if, because I generally don't run through these presentations. Today I'll try to. So if I miss something, just kind of, bear with me. So curriculum is about STEAM. I'm sure you would have heard the word STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But there's a new concept which is called STEAM, which also includes arts. So that's the curriculum is about. They have 4 different kinds of programs: space program, advanced program, iSport programs, and camps. I'll kind of quickly cover what they are because they're limited time. It is a collaborative computer science classes. It's 100% proprietary, 100% proprietary curriculum. I work with all major education brands in India, and I mean, nobody has the kind of curriculum they have, and it's all proprietary. These are the different levels which a child can go through, even an adult can go through now, from foundation to master black belt. So that's why a typical child would stay with them for 5 years. So that's the best thing about this business, is that you acquire a child, and that child would stay for you not just for that month or that year, but multiple years, till the time he even kind of goes to high school. So these are different signature belt program. I would not talk much about what this program means. If you are more interested in these, if you're a tech person, I can get you on a discovery call with their tech team, which they can go through what these different colors and belts mean, but they mean something very interesting. Offsite program, which is, they were not doing this heavily before, but of course, as you can imagine, with the COVID and the lockdown across the world, and especially in America as well, they are now they're building the program, and they're distributing the curriculum and the brand and the technology through schools, through summer camps, and different other programs. PACE program is, so this is just depending upon where you are at that level. So for example, you are a 12-year-old child, and you already have covered some bases in programming. So you don't have to start from the very beginning. You would do your assessment, and then accordingly you can move ahead in the programs. Camps, biggest business. So this is so in this business, this would be what you would call where you would do wholesale sales. So camps would mean summer camps and winter camps. I mean, let's talk about India. So we'd have summer camps, big revenue generator in one quick go, lot of demand. And so this is one big revenue generation. And again, this year when everything was in a lockdown, they could not do physical they did, and they were fully booked for the online camps. So these camps can be done both on site and online, which is a good thing. Again, this is a very important part of the business. These are so as I said, these are the highest revenue generating programs. Summer camps are the great way for kids to develop a passion. So summer camps and holiday camps are a big business in this industry. iSport, again, you would have heard about these gaming leagues, and I don't know much about them, but that is a very big thing in the tech world. So they actually have iSports, which is their own competitive gaming league, which is a very big thing. So again, this again is a good revenue generation sort of program, which you will have. Instructor-led, so online classes, instructor-led. I'll just go quickly through. So this is online hybrid curriculum, and you can see on the top of this, if you're seeing from phone, just expand your screen. You know, these are these different brands. So YouTube programming, Minecraft, 3D printing, Java program, and so forth. Sorry, I'm not a very technology savvy person, so just please. And again, adult certified courses. So till now they are not doing adults, but just now they are launching their adult programs. For example, the store, if you have a physical store, or your trainers as well. So they won't be occupied during the day, right? Starting from, let's say, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. So they're launching programs for adults, certified courses, which anybody can take, which again adds to the revenue generation. So as I mentioned, it is a future-ready business. Technology is not going to go away. In fact, it is going to increase. It is increasing by the day, and every breath we take, it is connected somewhere with technology. When I wake up, I check if I'm fasting, I check that. If I'm there's an app for everything, right? So you even enter your meals. So technology is not going to go away. That's how it is. And so this is one of those businesses, future ready. It's future ready. It's not going to go away. And it's one business where it's highly competitive. So you don't have to worry about technology being obsolete, because that is already being taken care by the brand. And it is the fastest growing industries across the globe. So, and as I mentioned, when you see this business, when you look at iCode, look at, okay, when I become a master franchise for iCode, I would be operating, especially, let's talk about one area. I would be owning the store. I would be working with schools. I would be doing summer camps. I would be doing adult programs as well. I would also be doing some online programs, right? And I would also be doing adult programs. So this is a multi-channel, high growth, high margin. It's a very high margin business, about 30%. If you even do like 65% of efficiency, it's a very high margin business. And the financials which you see on your left screen is for one store. So one store typically would be costing about 1 crore. But if you would want to acquire a master franchise, the fees would vary depending upon the areas you are interested in. We can provide you fees for whole of India, regional, for your city. All the options are available. It would be better if I do not discuss those figures now. But if you would want to acquire this for your specific city, area, region, country, just let us know, and we will be more than happy to have that one-on-one discussion. It is a business for somebody who really would want to work in a sector, who really sort of prepares kids for what is coming in the future. High margin business, operationally it's not that difficult, because you don't need engineers or something. You just need English speaking kids to be as a facilitators, because all the curriculum is all done. It just needs to be facilitated. So that's what this brand is about. Very excited about this brand. We love this brand. And if you are interested, at a store level, the financials are here, about 1 crore, which we need to invest. This would be about 4 classes in that center, about 2,000 square feet space. So, but if you're interested for master, just tell us your specific area, and we'll be more than happy to share some figures, and also organize a discovery call with the brand itself. So that's about iCode. Okay, now from education and edutech, we move on to a completely different sector. So I hope I have your attention. So the next brand is Misguided. I'm not sure if you've heard about this brand. If you are in the UK or if you shop online, and if you're a woman, if you shop online, you would know this brand. Misguided today is UK's #1 fast fashion brand. They do over 300 million pound turnover a year. Business. It's a fast fashion, very bold, so their USP is very. It's just I mean, I love this brand. I had to convince them for 5 years to convince them for India. So it took me a long time to get them for India. I love this brand. And they are the fastest and they're the biggest fast fashion brand on e-commerce in the UK. And they supply, I think they send their products to about almost 100 plus countries in the world. They already have a master franchisee in Gulf, so they have stores as well. And as you can see, this is their story. In fact, it is actually owned by an Indian English guy, Nitin. What a vision! He started this just 11 years back, 2009, and then today he's doing a turnover of 300 million pounds. So and again, they're all about fast fashion for women, and they would have designs every day, very cheap, good quality. Like you in the UK, you can buy their product for 2,000 rupees, like a nice dress for 2,000 rupees. So it's just a very attractive brand to own. And as you can see, in terms of their brand positioning, they are right alongside H&M in terms of pricing as well as their positioning. Although their products and their fashion is just it's just ahead of everybody else I've seen when it comes to fast fashion, I have to say. So as I was mentioning, these are the different categories. They do everything. So there are 15,000 lines. 15,000 lines across 19 key categories. These are the categories: dresses, tops, jumpsuits. Just, if you just Google Misguided UK, you visit their website and you'll see what I'm talking about. As I said, it took me 5 years to convince them to sign up with us because I love the brand so much. So they would do hundreds and hundreds of designs every day. It's a fast business. It typically a girl of like starting at 15 years old till about 35, 40 years old would buy their clothes. Quick business is very cheap as well. So it's just a very, it's a large, high fashion, fast fashion, affordable brands. As I mentioned, their target customer is 16 to 29 mainly, but it goes to about 35, 40. And it's just young, high fashion women who is their customer. They're very big on YouTube. It's very Instagram kind of a brand, very attractive. These are their stores. As I mentioned, in UK, they only have one store because the business is completely e-commerce. But when they are going to new markets, they have two strategy, that 80-20 strategy. So you would need to have 20% of the stores, 80% of the business would be e-commerce. So these are some of their stores. They look beautiful in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And the master franchise, so their master franchise would be somebody who actually comes with some experience in retail, and it would be only one master franchise for whole of India. You in a fashion business, you cannot have multiple master franchise partners because the supply chain needs to be managed by one partner only. So we are looking for one master franchise partner. It's an omni-channel opportunity, as I mentioned. So you have mono brand retail, you have e-commerce, you have shop in shop, you have distribution, you have wholesale. So you would have all the channels. The business plan is to have a 500 crore business in 8 years across channels. And the store count in India, we have even lined up the locations which you will need to open. About 10 stores, 10 flagship stores, just from the branding perspective, the partner needs to open. So so this business is, it's all about scale. It's a very fast business. It's all about scale. It's all about marketing. It's all about supply chain. So if you would be interested in that, then this is a brand which will sell from day one. India already is buying from them. They do get hundreds and thousands of orders from India every year, every month. So they know Indian market very well. So this is one brand I personally like as a woman. There cannot be anything better than Misguided. So that's a bit about Misguided. So now we move to the next brand. Let me just check how much time we have. I know I'm running out of time, so I'll quickly go. So now we jump to a completely different sector. As I mentioned, we have curated some different brands for you, just so you know what is available. So this is a cleaning business, laundry business, is just kind of going through the roof. So this is a company from Philippines called Suds. They are the largest laundry and dry cleaning brand in the Philippines, 17 years. And they have 3 different formats, which is very interesting. Hear me out here. So because Philippines population and population sort of dynamics are much closer to us, Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad, very similar. So they have 3 formats. One is Suds Go, which is mass laundry business, low cost, where you actually give your laundry by the kilo, right? So that's so you can open this in any neighborhood in India, So that's Suds Go. That's one brand. Second is Reviva. Reviva is a premium brand. So premium meaning you would open it at premium neighborhoods in India, for example, South Bombay, or GK2 in Delhi, so and so forth. And this is primarily to take care of the expensive clothes. There is a demand for that as well, especially these days. Sometimes the dresses or the jackets are so expensive. So Reviva is luxury or premium clothing care brand. third, very interesting, is the industrial laundry. Industrial laundry means that your customers are B2B, and you have this one big unit which you will open, and it caters to the B2B business. Now, what is that business? It can be hospitals, it can be hotels, it can be airlines, definitely airlines. It can be salon chains. It can be, just you think about it, whoever generates laundry would be the business. It's a much larger scale business, mostly on the B2B perspective. So this is how the Suds Go laundry look like. Very simple. You can put this into 500 to 700 square feet space. Again, any neighborhood in India. Just put this and it will work. Reviva, much premium, much luxury, and would be in major premium neighborhoods in India. And this is the industrial one, which I just mentioned. So 3 different brands. We can talk about if you're interested to go for Suds Go, we can do that. If you're interested for Reviva, we can do that. If you're interested for the industrial one, which is very interesting because, see, you get these accounts and you service them forever. We can do that. If you want to acquire the complete portfolio of the brand, that is also available. Again, this business is very scalable. Very technology oriented. Everything is, they have proprietary technology where everything is kind of just punched in and it's there. This is at the store level. So the Suds Go format, as I mentioned, 500 square foot would be about about $42,000, which will be about 40 lakh rupees. So that's for the Suds Go. 40 lakhs? No. It is actually 30 lakh rupees. I'm sorry. It's 30 lakh rupees for the Suds Go model. Reviva would be about 50 lakhs, and the industrial one is about 3 crores. So that's the minimum per store investment. The master franchise for all the brands, or if you want to buy, pick one, is available. We'll be more than happy to discuss in case you would want to take this further. So the next brand, now from laundry, we move to disinfection and cleaning, which again is the hottest industry right now. But I mentioned earlier, you should not go for, let's say, what is in the vogue. But disinfection and cleaning is not going to go away. In fact, it is going to go much more because people are just now more aware. We don't want to get sick, and we live so near to each other. So this is, Sani Service is Dubai's #1 commercial, professional disinfection company. They service primarily the premium clientele. So this business is for people who want to work with clients who are in the top 5 to 8% of the echelon. So this is a premium. They are about 40 to 50% expensive than anybody else in this business, because everybody can do disinfection, right? Even the guy coming in a disinfectant can disinfect. No, they are a premium service for premium customers, B2C and B2B. 30-40% of their customers in the UAE are Indians, so they know India very well. In fact, all their technicians and people you are seeing in this picture are all Indians, because they actually train everybody and source all their workforce from an institute in Kerala. It is a Swiss concept, so it is owned by a Swiss man who has been living in Dubai for over 12 years now. He's an investment banker by his early profession, saw the need, and then built this brand out of nowhere, and it's now the #1 brand in disinfection and cleaning in Dubai. So these are just statistics. I'm sure you would know all this, that our indoor air is more polluted than outdoor, and especially with the pandemic, I'm sure you would have heard All the other things were wrong. Actually the virus is is airborne, and it gets more severe with the air circulating inside our houses, offices, hotels, blah blah blah. So that's what it is all about. So they do everything in disinfection and cleaning, but their major service is actually air cleaning. So their USP is air cleaning, and so that's what they do. They'll come in, and again, we also get my AC serviced, but I've actually spent time with the team in Dubai. When they clean it, it is completely from inside. It's just something to watch out for. They are experts into this, and all the products they use, they are all chemical free, all natural products, which is very important because you don't want to inhale all those products. So that's what it is. It's a gold standard in professional AC cleaning service, residential, corporate, and everything else. 100% chemical free. That is very important to know. Service mix, corporate solutions, office and businesses in India. That will be a very big business. Offices and business, hospitals and clinics, hotels and restaurants, schools and nurseries. So we think, and the way we have built the business plan is that unlike Dubai, B2B market will be bigger in India than B2C initially. So these are different areas. And again, as I mentioned, it is an opportunity to work with top tier customers in India, CEOs, presidential suites, and luxury retail. So if you're somebody who say, I want to work with the top tier population and want to provide services to them. And remember, if you service this client once, they never change it, because that's who they are, and they will introduce you to their families, friends. It's a networking business. So beautiful business, very recurring business, high margin business. Again, high margin business. And in this, you can source people from India itself. I know I have to quickly run through. So again, they have all these services: surface cleaning, mattress disinfection, sofa and upholstery, gym, pest cleaning and disinfection, everything they do. I mean, it's just, if you were interested, we can set up a call with their technical team. They do everything, and they're the best. I have done work, and we work with best companies from America in cleaning business, but the way Sani Service does it is pretty amazing. This is the financial model. So since this is not a store oriented brand, so you would not be operating a store as such. You will be buying into an area. So depending upon wherever you are, you will be buying the rights, exclusive rights for that area, and then accordingly be setting up the infrastructure. The infrastructure you need is an office, a warehouse, where you can set up your products, and if you have your team. You would be needing some high quality vans, like they use Mercedes in Dubai, but in India we can use Ford trucks. They're very affordable, they're very easily available. So the investment and the business depends upon teams. So for two teams and to set up this whole infrastructure, you would have an investment of about a crore, 1.25 crores. So that's the investment. Our focus market, we don't want to go to tier 2 cities right now. Our focus markets, very importantly, are definitely Delhi NCR. There's definitely a need. Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai. These are top markets. Last, I'll quickly run to Fat Burger. So Fat Burger is it's a food brand. It is one of the top burger brands from US, California. They're part of a publicly listed company called Fat Brands. Fat Burger has been there forever, 1952. And we already have a store in India. Better Burger brand. You can set up a casual dining store, plus you can also do a quick service store. This is how the menu looks like. This is the Indian menu, Indian pricing, as you can see. We made it very affordable. Again, this is the menu. This is how the store looks like. And you can open a full store, you can open a kiosk, you can open a food court. So you can even open a casual dining with the bar. So the store which we have opened in Chandigarh, of course, now the COVID is going to be opening a bar as well. So overall, to open a Fat Burger store, it would be again about a 90 lakh rupee, 90 lakh rupee, 90 lakh to 1 crore rupees investment to open this. So yeah, so that's all about it. Let me just stop sharing. So that's about it. I think if you have any questions, we would love to hear back from you. And I think if we would be in touch with you. We will send you. We'll get in touch with you through emails. And if you want to set up a discussion, no obligation. We just, as I said, it is not a selling exercise for us. We are just opening doors. We are just sort of expanding on our international franchise community in India. An average franchisee in India is a young guy. So we are just bringing in more sort of content and information and awareness to international franchising, master franchising. So just, let's set up a call if you have any questions. Again, do your research, do your evaluation, no impulsive decisions, and just let us know if you would want to know specifically about any specific brand. Let us know. If you want us to cover any specific topic, legal, operational, just let us know. If you want to let's say understand, okay, let's do a case study, just let us know. We would want to this being more participative, and look forward to speak soon. And please take care. Have a great weekend, and good luck. Thank you so much. Priyanka,
Yeah, Venus.
we have everything, yeah? All
Yeah,
done?
we have it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and have a good weekend.